Every road has a story, and today it's a journey that starts in the rugged north of Canada and winds its way down to the heart of Texas. After unloading at a copper mine in northern Canada, it was time to head south. With 3,500 kilometers of open road ahead, my next stop was Jefferson City, Texas. Driving for hours can feel like routine, but there's something magical about watching the landscape change. Leaving behind the rough, cold north and slowly moving into the warmth of the southern terrain always brings a sense of relief. The journey was long, but the road was familiar. After hours of driving, I finally arrived in Jefferson City. With my cargo of lumber unloaded, it was time to unwind. I parked at a local truck stop, stretched my legs, and decided to explore downtown. Jefferson City may be small, but it's packed with charm. The streets were alive with a blend of old and new, a place where Texas history meets modern life. And like I always do in a new town, I headed straight for the local cowboy store, a bit of a tradition on my travels. This time, it was the Lazy Draft Cowboy Store, and as soon as I walked in, I was greeted by Ken, the owner. Ken's a real Texan through and through. Warm smile, strong handshake, and a story for every piece of gear in his shop. Turns out, Ken wasn't just a cowboy at heart. He'd spent years in law enforcement before retiring and pouring his passion into running this store. He gave me a tour of the place, and you could feel the pride in his voice. Every belt, every boot, every jacket had a story behind it, crafted with care, just like the life Ken built after retirement. After hanging out at the cowboy store, I spent the day wandering through Jefferson. There's something special about this place. Charming antique shops, local diners, and cozy coffee spots. It's the kind of town where history is alive in every corner, where the old ways and modern life mix seamlessly. It's a timeless place, a reminder that the small towns still hold the heart of Texas. And as I explored, I could feel the stories of the past blending with the lives being lived today. Before heading back to my truck, I stopped by the Lazy Draft Cowboy Store one more time to say goodbye to Ken. We exchanged stories, and he promised that next time I rolled through town, we'd grab a steak together. Ken's traveled far, across the US, Canada, even Europe, and I knew he had plenty more stories waiting to be told. It's moments like these, meeting people like Ken, that remind me why I love life on the road. You never know who you'll meet or what stories you'll come away with. That night, back at the truck stop, I settled in for some much-needed rest. The hum of the engine was my lullaby, and the quiet around me felt peaceful after a day full of new experiences. Tomorrow, I'd be back on the road, chasing the next destination, but tonight, Jefferson City stayed with me. As I drifted off to sleep, I thought about Ken, the stories he shared, and the little moments that make these long trips feel like more than just a job. It's the simple encounters, the unexpected friendships that turn every journey into something unforgettable. Another day, another road ahead. From Canada to Texas, every mile tells a story, and the next one is just waiting to unfold. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more road stories. Until next time, keep exploring, and remember, there's always a new adventure just down the road.